It has been 50 days since the age of Obama began, and from the very first moment of his presidency, while things have not gone as smoothly as some may have predicted, a lot of nominees, taxpayer dollars, and campaign promises have come and they've gone. Now here's a recap of what has happened so far during the presidency of the anointed one, the Messiah, Barack Obama, starting with the transition.
Our nominee for Secretary of Commerce, my great friend, Governor Bill Richardson.
I've asked the President-elect not to move forward with my nomination at this time.
Thank you, Mr. President-elect, for this honor and this opportunity.
I, Barack Hussein Obama,
will execute the office of President to the United States faithfully.
that I will execute
The office of President of the United States.
President of the United States faithfully.
Guantanamo will be closed no later than 1 year from now.
My job is to communicate to the American people that the Muslim world is filled with extraordinary people who simply want to live their lives and see their children live better lives.
My failure to recognize that the use of a car was income and not a gift from a good friend was a mistake.
Our plan will help restart the flow of credit. It will help clean up and strengthen our banks, and it will provide critical aid for homeowners and for small businesses.
It really wasn't a good fit, and that I wouldn't be comfortable doing this, and that it wouldn't be fair to him to be part of a team and not be able to be 100% on the team.
Look at this bill. This bill has got to be done by tonight.
Holding up a bill is theatrical. Did you ever do that when George Bush was president?
The American Recovery and Reinvestment Act that I will sign today is the most sweeping economic recovery package in our history. There you go. Let's go.
In things racial, we have always been, and we, I believe, continue to be, in too many ways, essentially a nation of cowards.
I want to introduce to you an outstanding public servant, somebody I'm certain will be a great Secretary of Commerce, Gary Locke.
There are just a few gun-related changes that we would like to make, and among them would be to reinstitute the ban on the sale of assault weapons.
By August 31st, 2010, our combat mission in Iraq will end. We will lift the ban on federal funding for promising embryonic stem cell research.
Now, this past hour, you've heard what I and our guests have had to say about Obama's first 50 days. But what do you, the American people, think? Now, we asked you, the viewers, to post your comments on our Great American blog, and here are just a few of the thoughts. Now, Kevin says, my biggest disappointment, Barack Obama is our president. I respect and support the office, but I cannot support the man's agenda. The man has no ties to God or this country. I am amazed and sickened that our country, which my father fought for in World War II, has reached this point in existence. Now, the only thing I don't know about the comment about God, and he is an American as far as we know, in spite of that birth certificate controversy, but we believe he is. So we've got to put those issues aside. But the issue is Barack Obama far more radical than most Americans thought? I think the answer to that is yes. And our next comment comes from Jay Davis. Now, Michelle Obama said that for the first time she is proud of her country. Now, for the first time, I am seriously afraid for my country in many ways. President Obama is truly a much worse disappointment than I could have imagined. I am stressed, afraid, and losing hope of being able to enjoy the retirement that I have worked for so many years. Now, well, first of all, I would argue that, yes, the economy is in bad shape, but you never want to lose hope. And nor do you want to bet against America. Because remember, we have survived bad presidents in the past. And number two, the entrepreneurial spirit that has given us a standard of living that is the envy of the world. We're going to get back to those days in spite of bad socialist policies. And I predict this. They have so overreached that there will be a change of heart and America will move back to its more conservative roots. Now, D. Miller says, as a citizen of Illinois, I have watched Chicago politics for years. His intentions were easily predictable. What surprises me is the inability of the majority of American voters to see through his flashy style, lavish promises. And I fully believe he's pushing us as a nation further into debt with his spending spree to set the stage for a forced conversion to socialist rule. You're not alone in that point of view. Now, the only thing I can say is these numbers are ultimately unsustainable. One of the problems is Americans have been scared. A lot of fear tactics have been used, and the American people have been told that there's a crisis and a catastrophe almost on a daily basis. And here's the problem. Are we the land of the free and the home of the brave, or a land thinking that every American is entitled to health care, to dental care, to daycare, to housing? Maybe a free car is coming up next. The problem is that has not created a wealth that is the envy of the world. And Scott G. wrote, Mr. Obama's first 50 days have been horrid. His top concern is not so much in being the president of the United States, but instead promoting transferring power to the liberal radical left agenda. Yes, Karl Rove is right. He's proven that conservatives knew that his very thin resume to be president is coming to light. I think Karl Rove was right. He's arrogant. Add to that dishonest earmarks and some other issues, no lobbyists, and a few other issues, and I think we find, in fact, it's true. All right, it's